Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. This video, it's gonna be about like my anxiety, and the reason why I'm making this video is because I haven't made a YouTube video for a while because I've been dealing with really bad anxiety. I don't feel like anxiety is talked about enough, and I don't feel like medical professionals really understand or even try to understand anxiety and like mental disorders. I just recently have been dealing with anxiety, like right after I had my son. I was listening to some other YouTubers talk about their anxiety and just how they deal with it and how they experience it, and I don't think I realized how different people experience anxiety. I know how much it affects my life. Some people say they've been dealing with this since they were a child, and I personally don't think that if I did, I didn't notice it, but I don't think that I really dealt with anxiety when I was a child. And I didn't have a really easy childhood, so I guess my biggest thing is that I don't really understand is in that it just doesn't really make sense is why now am I having anxiety really bad. I just am a regular person that deals with it, and it sucks. And you know, if you don't experience anxiety and you're just like a person that's listening to someone else talk about their anxiety, you don't really understand it. Like, I wouldn't believe that. I wouldn't believe that you're just sitting there and all of a sudden you feel like you're having a heart attack or you're having these real life symptoms that's just anxiety. I would not believe that. Sometimes, because I'm still like fresh learning about it and trying to understand it, and I don't take any medications for my anxiety. I'm really big and scared on medications. Like, I do not take no medications. I don't even, only thing I take is Tylenol, and I just have like a fear of medicine. So when you go to the doctor and you tell them, let me back it up a little bit. So after I had my son, it was probably like 6 months after, I had like a whole week of a really bad like anxiety attack, but it was like happening right after each other. I didn't know what it was because I've never experienced anxiety or panic attacks or none of that before, and if I did, I don't remember it. So I was at the hospital every single day for like 5 days. And then the last time I went, one of the doctors came in and he says they did CAT scans, they did not MRIs, they did blood tests, they did pretty much anything to see if there was anything major wrong with me. They did EKG, they did heart tests, they did x-rays, and they said nothing was wrong with me except anxiety. So that's when I was diagnosed with anxiety. It was like 6 months after I had my son. And so then I made an appointment to go see my doctor. I just wanted to verify that there's nothing wrong with me, and plus when I was in the hospital they said that my heart was a little off, so I needed to go back and get another heart test done, whatever. So I made another appointment to see my doctor. They did another heart test, EKG or something like that, I think that's what it's called, and she said I was fine. But that's when we started talking about anxiety, and I had told her, I said, why all of a sudden am I having anxiety when right now in my life I'm like, I've been through worse. I've had worse happen to me in my life. Like, I've been through real major stuff in life and I didn't have it. Now all of a sudden, like, my life is kind of better than it's been ever since I was a kid. Why now do I have anxiety? Like, why? This is what she told me, and it really like kind of clicked into me, like, oh yeah, maybe that's why. But I had my son, and when I was in labor, I had a really bad labor with him. He came out not breathing, purple, and it was just a bad labor. But he's fine. And then within this 6 months, my mom got into a car accident. My husband got into a really bad car accident, and he had a brain bleed. And I was just having some other more personal things on top of that. That was like a snowball. You know, like if you roll a snowball and you keep rolling it in the snow, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. That's kind of what was happening to me. And then I just started panicking. Just kept having these panic attacks over and over again. And I didn't believe them when they told me I had anxiety. I did not believe them. I kept telling them that they're crazy. There's something wrong with me. They're not getting it. And it was weird because me and my mom were both experiencing really bad anxiety at the same time. You have to have a support system when you have anxiety because it's hard to deal with alone. And it's, like I said, it's not talked about enough. A lot of people has told me to try THC oil, and a lot of people has told me to try CBD oil, and a lot of people has told me to try different things like counseling and massage and like all these different things. The only thing that I've actually tried is counseling, and I don't know if I gave it enough time to actually help, but I stopped going because every time I would go, I'd have a panic attack, and I was like, I knew once I go, I'm gonna have a panic attack, so I'm not gonna go. So I stopped doing that, but I'm pretty good at having it under control. Some things tip me off, but for some reason the past few weeks, it's been really bad. As bad as it was when it first started. Obviously I wasn't running to the hospital because I'm lying. I did go to the hospital. I went to the hospital because I had a headache for 5 days, and I thought something was wrong. I couldn't get it out of my head that I was fine, but it just like takes over your life. Like it just does. And for me, because I'm new and like I have not experienced it my whole life, it really is a struggle for me. And when I get in my head, I can't get out of it. So it's like it just like takes over you. And like when you try to talk yourself out of it, like I can't. If someone else out there that got any ways that help them and they can just get out of it, please tell me, because I don't know how to do it. Like it literally takes a toll on me when I start having really bad anxiety. It makes me emotional. It makes me not want to talk to nobody. It makes me not want to do anything. I just want to lay around and do the bare minimum. Like I like to sleep because it turns my mind off. Sorry about the dogs. They gotta be right under me. I just think that there's a lot of people out there that have anxiety and depression that it's not talked about enough. Like the mental stuff isn't talked about, and I would even say like it's frowned upon. Like unless you experience it, you don't believe it. I wouldn't believe it. And I just think that talking about it, and you know, a lot of more people than you think deal with it. And I want to get emotional in this video because I will, but for the past few months, like I said, I've been dealing with it really bad. I haven't been doing any videos because I've been trying to, like, you know, get myself back together and really just be better. Because I'm a mom and I can't just lay around. My mom do have a Facebook page for anxiety and depression, if you're watching and you do have it and you do deal with it, I'll link that down below. Hi. He wants to be on the video. Dirty face. But I'll link that down below, and if you guys have a Facebook and want to, you know, add yourselves to it, go ahead. It's just like a support group. You don't even have to be talking, just you can read other people's story, what they're going through, and just know you're not alone. You can reach out if you need someone to talk to. It's a really good group of people, and not only that, like, I'll talk to you if you need to talk to somebody. My mom will talk to you. It's just a good way to, like, kind of take your anxiety and put it somewhere, because I know I don't like really taking it to, like, my husband. Hey, enough. I know he'll listen to me, but he doesn't have anxiety, so he doesn't really understand what I'm saying. He kind of thinks I'm crazy. Like, you guys, please, anybody want 2 dogs? No, but I'm going to end this video just because I've done rambled, and just know that you guys are not alone, and if you need someone to talk to, always reach out. If you don't have, like, anybody that you can reach out to, like family or friends, I'll listen to you, I'll talk to you, I'll share my stories, and you can share your stories with me. If you're dealing with anxiety and depression, just know that you're going to be okay. You are okay. I know firsthand that even though someone tells you you're going to be okay, you don't believe them. You're like, no, I'm not. But you are. And I would love to hear you know, like, what works for you guys and your stories, and just, like, what do you do for your anxiety? Thanks for, you know, hanging out with me and talking and listening, actually. And I'm sorry for these annoying dogs that are in the background and they don't listen. They're worse than the kids. Knowing they're not supposed to be on my bed fighting. But I will see you guys later, and thanks for watching. Bye.